Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Tollmaster Tuesday. In today's video, I'm going to be building out my main rig for recording, and I thought I would take you guys along with me so you can see my process. Today, you're going to see me use a lot of gear in conjunction with the Tollmaster Pro, and I'm going to explain some of the reasons why I'm doing that from a producer standpoint, so if you're just now getting into sound design and studio work, this video will teach you a ton. Before we do get started, I do want to say that if you enjoyed today's content, please let me know by hitting that subscribe button. And if you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate it if you summarize one or two things that you learned in the comment section. All right, let's get into it. So before I go ahead and create today's rig, I need to explain what we're doing because when I understand what I'm doing, I'm able to make rigs more efficiently. Recently, I bought an MPC from Akai. I bought the MPC X Special Edition. And this is like my main recording rig now. I just really enjoy composition and the whole process of music production using this machine. So what I need to do is create a preset on my Tollmaster Pro that is already basically the tone that I want to work with on this unit. So first things first, I am going to open up my project from last night so I can tone match. This is kind of fun. One thing I'm doing to learn this system is, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I'm going to be a father at the end of May. My first son will be here, Nathan Robert Anderson. And one thing I'm doing to learn this new system is I'm working on an album for him. So I want to write him an entire album where it just kind of helps him relax and settle into this world. So think of like super chill music. So I need to get a guitar tone that matches. I'll play the track for you real quick just so you can get a feel for the vibe that I'm going to be mixing or, fixing to. This is just so important whenever it comes to building rigs because it's not, you hear me talk about this a lot on this channel of playing to the mix. Context is key when it comes to this stuff. Like, I don't just create tones out of thin air. Like, most of the time they're serving a very specific purpose and I have like my end in mind when I'm going into it. And that's like my secret weapon. So let's hear the track. I'll play, it's only 16 bars right now. I haven't fully finished this track. I worked on this for like an hour last night and this is where I got. So let's hear it from the top and then I'm going to build a guitar tone that I think will fit on this. Alright, so that's the track. Super chill. That sounds pretty good. This is pretty close to where I want to be, but we're going to create a new rig just for the practice of it. Alright, and today's guitar that I'm playing through, this is one of my main workhorses. Something's happening. The older I get, the more I'm leaning into like Strats and Telecasters. Tellies has been like my first like gateway drug into the single coil pickup, and then the Stratocaster is just kind of like it right now. So I play two different Strats. I play this, and I have a vintage Strat from the 80s that's all stock. But this is an American Ultra Luxe, and the pickups have been changed. So they're the Fishman Fluence pickups, and they're Greg Koch series, which Greg Koch is my favorite player alive right now. Dude is just a beast. So with that out the way, let's go ahead and create a new preset on tone control out. First thing I'm going to do, you've heard me say this before of how I manage volume, but my preset and my amp levels are always at max volume, and I control volume coming out via the mixer knob. I also have my Tollmaster Pro routed into an analog mixer that's being pushed into my MPC, so I have a couple of different places where I can control volume. Talking about vibe, you heard the song, it's super chill, very Jay Dilla inspired. So with that in mind, we're going to be leaning really heavily into like the lo-fi or jazz tones. So I'm definitely going to have a good clean amp. I really want to use the Princeton, but my heart's telling me I should probably look into other amps on the Tollmaster Pro because I always grab that amp. So let's check out the Viber King. Again, I'm just doing this with my intention is to create a chill vibe. That's all I know. So let's mess around. I think the chord progression is like F minor 9. I forgot how it went. I was playing the piano last night. Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, this amp sounds pretty good out the gate. I mean, that's like it right there. Holy smokes. Alright, that's the video. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. If you could like and subscribe. Alright, let's do some cutting. On guitar, especially when I'm recording, listen brother, I'm cutting really aggressively because I don't need anything below 120 hertz. And really on guitar, I need from like 500 hertz to 2000 hertz, and I'll probably push the top end just a hair. Again, 20 kilohertz is way too much. But I do want to leave some top end. You know what? We'll just keep it because I'm going to cut it out anyways. For the mic, listen, a lot of people have asked me about microphones on Instagram. On the Tollmaster Pro Mastery course, I have an entire like 15-minute module where we just talk about microphones and mic placement. So if that's something you're interested in, check out the Mastery course. That's it, because that would be like a whole video in itself. And I really like my YouTube channel to like show you guys rig rundowns, but I don't know. I feel like you guys would find, not everybody would find that as interesting as I do. But anyways, the big takeaway is ribbon mics are going to add a lot of warmth. Condenser mics are a lot of dynamics. Also, ribbon mics, you can place them like a condenser mic. You can keep them far away, or you can put them up close. It really depends what you want to get out of your amp. Dynamic mics are going to be pretty bright. Typically, I'm going close to the cab when I'm using a dynamic mic. And then really my favorite way, if I'm working in a studio, I'm going to do a blend of a ribbon mic or a condenser mic and a dynamic mic. But for this, you know, I'm a big fan of just keeping it simple. I really like how this sounds stock. There's just no need to really change that, if that makes sense. I'm going to add a compressor. I really enjoy this pedal compressor, and the stock settings are honestly amazing. We're getting a little too much gain though. Let me pull back the level on this. I want that amp to be talking. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. And you're going to see, I'm about to do a lot of effect processing on the MPC. So I really don't need anything crazy. I think the only other thing I'm going to add to this is I am going to get my favorite pedal, and I'm going to use it for when I want to do soloing. So in this style of music, you're not going to have like crazy distortion, right? That's just, you never hear that. But you do hear some really good edge and breakup tones. And the best pedal for that is this Mythic Drive 2. Mythic Drive 1, 2, honestly I haven't used this pedal in a while. Ever since this one came out, it's the only one I use. So let's use the Mythic Drive. Oh, it's E flat. I don't write a lot in A flat. This is me growing. Yeah, and that's probably it. All right, so now what we're gonna do, that's gonna be it for the main tone, and let me save this. I'm gonna call this MPC Lo-Fi. I do need to assign a pedal because I don't want this on all the time. And then let me turn it off and save it. All right, so notice there's no reverb or anything like that. Now, the reason why there's no reverb on this track is because I'm going to use the reverb on here on my MPC as an effect send. You really want to do this when you start getting into music production, because if you aren't using the same reverb on all tracks, you really have to worry about phasing issues. So the way I get around it is record all my tracks dry and bus everything on the same reverb. So let's go ahead and set that up now. So you should be able to see top down from my MPC. One thing I'm going to do is go to my effect sends on this. You can see I've got my reverb here. So I'm just going to push this up, give it a lot of reverb. Now let's hear it. Let's see, let's take a look at this reverb. I'm going to do studio reverb. Let's do... Yeah, that sounds really good. I do want to check out one more preset though. I want to see, you got me a silk. Let's hear this. If I could play that damn chord. Cool, that sounds good. We'll use that. The other thing I'm gonna add to this is if we go to, I think it was harmonics. Yeah. This app is the secret sauce. And I am going to go... There's a warp on here that's a little bit too much for me. So let's go... That's really cool. I can't believe that's my tone. Oh my god. Sounds like I'm on that chill lo-fi channel. I think I like that, let's just see. Y'all, I'm like a kid in a candy shop. This is like the coolest piece of gear I've ever added to my studio. I think I'm going to keep this for my chords. So we'll call this, we're going to call this, okay, you can see I'm still learning. All right, let me rename you, boy. Why are you playing with me like this? There we go. So this will be guitar, chords, do it, close. And really what I should do, if I'm going to be honest with you, I should put this on a send. Let me go to send. What's 4? Let's see if I can keep that up and drag and drop this. No, I'm probably not going to be able to do that. Well, it's radio transistor 1, so let me delete it from here. We're going to do a send. We're going to send on 3, and then on 3 we're going to put this. So the reason why I'm doing it like this is because, one, it's going to save processing power because I only have to run one instance of this. But the other thing too is that I don't want to have 2 iterations of the same application. And I do this on if I'm on a PC or whatever, but it just saves processing power and it keeps things consistent. I don't have to, like, I go to one place to make changes to this preset because, you know, I'm also going to be doing lead over it. It's an F minor. F. I'm debating putting my guitar in E flat, but until then, this is what I'm doing. All right, so that's set up. And then now that I've got this like this, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to update my project, and I'll save this as a template too. And then I'll do the same thing. So if I go to arrange, I'm going to create a new track, create audio track. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing where my monitoring will be on auto. And then my input will be 7 and 8 because that's my Tascam settings. And I'm going to rename this to lead guitar, GTR lead. And let me go back into my routing options, and I'm going to do the same thing. Send all of this over. And maybe from here I can send some reverb. I can even give it like some delay. I'm just messing. But yeah, I'll do all that stuff in post-processing. But yeah, that's my, you know, this is going to be my rig. And this is very simple, very straightforward, nothing too complicated. But you know, those are the best rigs, to be honest. Whenever I don't have to do a lot of tap dancing and it just sounds the way that I want it to. But again, the thing I want you to take away from this video is this rig had a specific purpose. Because I knew what that purpose was going into building this, it was very straightforward. It's like, okay, grab a good Fender amp, grab a compressor, and grab something I can use for a lead, do some effects processing, onboard the MPC to offload that, and I can't get those tones on the Toolmaster Pro by itself. So you learn a little bit of producing hacks on this. If you're curious about, you know, my Toolmaster Pro guys, if you're curious about this machine, watch the video I released yesterday. I'll link it somehow. This machine for guitar players, if you don't have a lot of money invested in a DAW and hardware, this is like one of the best devices you can purchase if you're interested in making high quality music standalone without like the distraction of Facebook. Because that is like my downfall, is like running a business. I'm always on social media trying to promote, which, speaking of which, this is a great segue that if you're interested in studying, you know, the fundamentals of guitar tone, and you have a Toolmaster Pro, I have a mastery course out for you. I'm currently running a promo. Save 20 will take you 20% off the course. But I go over stuff like this, and I talk about like EQ, mic placement, learning how to dial in an amp selection, pedal selection. So by the end of the course, you'll know that like, hey, I'm working on this track. This is a guitar tone that'll sound good on it. Then you have the information to go just create that, just how I did here. So if that's of interest of you, please check it out. Save 20, it'll save you 20%. All links are below. Hey, but as always, I just want to say thank you so much for those who watch these videos. Thank you so much for the support. Special shout out to Captain Cran, who always gives me so much support. Man, I really do appreciate you, and I hope you see this, and I hope you know I genuinely appreciate you. And everybody else who supports the channel, but man, you're my bro. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on next week's video. Hope you enjoyed today's Toolmaster Tuesday, and I'll see you later. Peace!